Want to say happy birthday to Wonder Stevie Wonderful Wonder. Today is his 74th birthday or 75th birthday, between those two numbers, 74th or 75th birthday. Happy birthday to Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday to a good friend of mine, Mr. Dante Nero's birthday too. Happy birthday to Dante Nero, comedian, formerly known as the superstar stripper an exotic dancer in New York named Mandingo. Old friend of mine for many years. We trained martial arts on the same under the same teachers and all that. So enough respect to the great Dante Nero, comedian extraordinaire. You see him on with Godfrey and the comedian and various other people. So big up to Dante. Today's his birthday. And all you Taurus energies out there. My mother's a Taurus, so I can say that. Big up to all you Taurus energy and all you people that celebrated Mother's Day yesterday and beyond, because also today is Mother's Day. Today, look, every day is Mother's and Father's Day to all of us. But, mother, because the children come through that vessel to serve their greater purpose, it's important that we recognize the ones who planted the seed, but ones who carry the seed that germinates in the belly. It germinates in the womb until it's ready to come on out. Today's topic is self-awareness, a numerovational perspective and the power of it. And once again, I want to thank all of the great teachers that came before me that has taught on this subject. I'm teaching it a little different, of course, because I'm presenting the numbers and their value. So the numerovational perspective and power of self-awareness, individually, lifestyle-wise, internally, externally, on your journey. It's all about, and I want people to share and like and subscribe to people. We're broadcasting not only on Facebook, we're broadcasting also on Instagram. We're broadcasting on my private page that I usually hold sessions on, but I wanted to share that with those people that are on that page also. And, why it is such a wonderful thing to do and recognize in your life, and what is the spiritual meaning of self-awareness. It goes not only from it's not only a emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental thing that we have to be awakening and aware of. And then it has mathematical values behind it, which I will be breaking down. So again, want to say happy birthday to one of the awareness brothers himself, that even though he was sight impaired, he wrote some of the greatest songs. Stevie Wonder. Today is Stevie Wonderful Wonders, or Stevie Morrison's birthday. I think it's Morris or Morrison. I didn't even look it up. But today is Stevie Wonder's birthday. Enough respect to him. And again, big up to Dante Nero, the comedian and former exotic dancer from back in the day. I remember booking him for a show years ago, when I was in the club life, and women love some Mandingo from back in the day. And brother would jump off of a Don, leap over a Don. Mandingo would he would leap over a Don chair and and do flying rollouts, because he learned how to do those flying rollouts under the system of Sanukas Ryu Jiu-Jitsu, and under the founder, Dr. Moses Powell himself, who was also born on the 13th, but Dr. Moses Powell was born January 13th. So, those flying rollers that we used to do, I still do flying rollers, but, as you get older, you want to be very protective of your you can't do, not that we can't. I believe that a flying rollout is necessary when it is necessary. Like, flying rollouts have saved my life from being hit by cars. Rollouts in general have saved my life from attacks, and whether it's gun shooting and all that kind of stuff. And flying rollouts not only is one of those methods that you can get out of the way, but it's also a good attack. And like Dr. Moses Powell used to say, he has never seen anyone defend against a flying rollout. Now, unless it's choreographed, you see it choreographed in movies that they can catch a guy in the air, whatever. But as far as in real life scenario from Dr. Moses Powell, Doc's point of view. He's never seen nobody get defend a flying rollout. So it's interesting about those systems, and when you train into martial arts, what that's all about. You know, so it's important that many people that are doing what they're doing in their life, and because today's topic is not just for one individual, not just because today is the day that people are born on, like Stevie Wonder and like them, but people that are, that are born to any number have numbers allow you to become even more self-aware if you haven't become or you never understood the importance of being self-aware. So self-awareness has a mathematical frequency that adds up to something. Even the word self itself, self adds up to a mathematical frequency. So when you're paying attention to all of the numbers and not just the particular date, when you pay attention to the people born in those months, like the 5th month or the 1st all the way to the 12th month, and I'm also, some of us are very selfish because we want to find out only about ourselves. But people forget that it took parents and family members also to make up the self. What you learned, the mind control and the domestication of your parents and your family around you, whether it's your grandmother, your grandfather, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your brothers, it takes other energy that might be born under other numbers. And those vibration of numbers come with other energy that help you to become self. That's why the word self in the Pythagorean system adds up to the number 15, which is a number 6, which deals with family. So family helps to develop the self, no doubt. And then in the Chaldean system, it adds up to a 19, which is a 10, which is a 1. So in order for the family is what helps develop the self, and then the 19, which is the 10, which is the 1, the 19 is there. This is the number of the sun according to tarot. It's the tarot card, the sun. So the sun shines light on the self, especially from what has been passed down from generation to generation in regards to family. So it's very important to recognize the power of self-awareness and its perspective. And like I say, I come from different perspectives. That's why I'm more than likely to whip out a book quicker from other people's perspective to show you that there's dimensions to this, there's levels to this. So anybody celebrating their birthday, happy birthday. People like, of course, Dennis Rodman is also born on that birthday. And I seen that earlier today. And I remember, I thought it was the 12th, but it was definitely because number 13 comes with a weird and unusual way of doing things. Boom. Dennis Rodman did it his way. He played ball his way. From very weird and unusual. Sometimes he would dress up and have all kind of colors to throw people off and all that. That's just what number 13 does. Stevie Wonder did it in his own way, even while being blind or sight impaired. That's a very unusual thing to do of that time. Although there was various people like a Ray Charles, or there was another sister that was also doing writing books and all that, with blind and deaf. I think it was Helen Keller, if I'm not mistaken, or somebody was born, they were blind, deaf, and dumb. They're not dumb. They were blind and deaf, but they was not dumb because they was able to share their thoughts and share their ideas through writing and other things. So you have some anomalies out there that came to do some great things. And when you have the number 13 around you, 13, if you go into my book, is the number of power and dominance or dominion. If you're not willing to show forth your power, then you will not dominate in whatever field that you're in. That's what the 13 represents. It's a very powerful number, but a lot of people don't know how to use the different correlations of numbers around them, the different energies of numbers around them, from the 5 to the 13, that's also very different. That's a whole another different thing that people don't realize, you know, whole other thing, and we need to always pay close attention to what the numbers have to offer us as far as guidance, what it has to offer us from guidance. But the true guidance is the true uh, the true GPS is the intuition that we all have. And a lot of people doubt and second guess their intuition. A lot of people doubt and second guess their intuition when that is the most powerful, even in the fields when you're training and you're fighting or you're in military, that gut feeling, that instinctive gut feelings that connect you that I should not walk there. Maybe I'm going to step on something, or I shouldn't go that right direction. Or, you're in tuning yourself with nature when you're in the field. So you don't get caught out there. So again, the topic is self-awareness. And of course, I'm going to share screen real briefly of the spiritual meaning of self-awareness, because I believe there is always a spiritual meaning to the word self-awareness. And I might make this a call and show on what opened you up to become self-aware of certain things. Why are you on this path of awareness? And a lot of people don't realize it, that they've been on the path since they came out their mother's womb, self-awareness. So let me take this. Hold on one second. Let me straighten that out and move this to the bottom. And let's throw this up in the free right here. Okay, so the topic is self-awareness, a numerovational perspective, and power. And the perspective and power of it. I spoke to Dr. B this morning, and big up to Dr. B, who we as people that are self-aware are not, it's not about being selfish in your self-awareness. It's about being willing to share what you have been or what you became aware of with others without disrespecting others. So, and many of us can be accused of saying certain things to our parents because now we feel that we got some new knowledge and some new wisdom. We can say anything and anything about them, and because they're still teaching Christianity and all that kind of stuff. And, at one time you didn't know. That's what you got to remember. One time you didn't know. So when I Google up the spiritual meaning of self-awareness, it says, what is spiritual awareness? And it says spiritual awareness is the process of getting to know your true self. Now, and to start the journey of self-discovery and acceptance, self-reflect, and with mindfulness and meditation to empower your soul and find connections to the unity of life, or becoming spiritually aware is a transformative experience. Now, let me remove spiritual meaning and just put self-awareness and see what comes up with that. Boom. Self-awareness is the ability to perceive and understand the things that make you who you are as an individual, including your personality, actions, values, beliefs, emotions, and thoughts. It is a psychological state in which the self becomes the focus of attention. Practicing self-awareness is about learning to better understand why you feel what you feel and why you behave in a particular way. Self-awareness is the foundation of many personal and social skills, such as empathy, self-regulation, and communication. I like that. I'm going to copy and take that to another part of my page so I can reread it again while I'm talking to you. Very, very important thing that they just shared, and I'm happy that I'm able to take it and okay, boom, there it is. So I got it written down. I'm going to take this off the board right now. Boom, remove that because I'm getting ready to get into the numbers of it. So big up to everybody. Mr. Perkins, I see you up here. Happy birthday to you, sir. Big up to Michael in the building. Big up to Mr. Culture, Stoke Culture. Big up to Matilda. What a name! That's an old school name there, Matilda. That name is like Beulah, but it's a beautiful name. Matilda actually is a very powerful name when it comes to the numbers. And Williams attached, Matilda Williams. I wouldn't be surprised if you started doing some writing and journaling more. And Rainwater, big up to you, Rain. I always see you on Miss Blue's show, so big up to Rainwater and everybody else that's coming on IG. Where my IG crew at? Where the IG crew out? Let me shout out some of the IG crew. Okay, Nogi in the building, Yogi is in the building, Nogi Yogi is in the building, Holly Watch Company in the building, Kay Paris is in the building, Ultimate Faith is in the building, Jamari is in the building. Okay. Let me see. Wendy's in the building. Ashanti's in the building. Love some you in the building. Healing Pool is in the building. Also, Real King is in the building. So big up to everybody that's in the building on IG. Big up to everybody that's on IG and everybody that's tuning in. So we're about to get into the mathematical meaning of this. Oh, yes. I love me some numbers, family. And big up to the new book that came into the mail the other day, The Universal One by Walter Russell. Powerful book, an exact science of the one visible and invisible universe of mind, and the registration of all ideal of thinking mind in light, which is matter and also energy, written in 1926. This book is written in 1926. It was recommended by Terrence Howard. And I got Terrence Howard's book too on the 1 × 1 = 2. I got his book, but it's on PDF. So I will not be able to show that unless I print it, and I'm going to print it, and I need to print it out in front of me. But I like what I'm seeing, so it's gonna be part of my my bedtime story before I go to bed. You know, I usually have certain books. Big up to Wesley Muhammad and Nuri Muhammad. Their book has been part of my bedtime stories also. So, family, self-awareness. And we're gonna mention a few different books that I'm gonna use, including my book, of course, on the importance and the power of self-awareness and the numbers it's connected to and how it can help all of us to recognize the meaning of the words self-awareness. Now, note the vowels. Let me go straight to the vowels, because what I found in the vowels is that the vowels of the words self-awareness adds up to the number 17. And those who have my book or plan to get it on Amazon or Kindle or get it through or listen to the audiobook when it comes out in my voice, 17 is the symbol of peace and love. It is considered a highly spiritual number, symbolizing the 8-pointed star of Venus. In some ancient circles, it is called the star of the Magi. The number 17, person or energy, can rise superior in all that they do in life after they endure the trials and tribulations, trials and difficulties that may be presented to them over the years. The 17th person or energy must maintain discipline, and it is just as important to learn how to use pioneering qualities, spiritual insight, creative meditation, and visualization methods to reach their ultimate goal. So, there's a reason why I went straight to the vowels, the A, E, A, E, E, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. The vowels in the Pythagorean adds up to a number 17. When the word self-awareness adds up to a number 17, and in the Chaldean it adds up to a number 17, which I found very interesting because I know 17 is the number of creative and spiritual legacy leaving. So whatever you do in your self-awareness, once you have become aware of yourself, you should be willing to leave a legacy, because the internals of the words adds up to the number 17 in both systems of numerology. And it's allowing the individual's internal thought patterns and internal energy to want to be creative, because now you're self-aware of who you are, what you need to do, and now you have discovered your mission. So thus, someone like me whose life path is a number 17, when you add 2 plus 1 plus 1967, it adds up to 1970, and 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 0 equals that 17, which is the 8. I'm here to leave legacy. The internal, because, and in order for me to be able to leave a legacy, I had to be have self-awareness of myself. Dr. Sebi, when you add his birthday, it adds up. Let me add 11 plus 26 plus 1933 adds up to 1970. So Dr. Sebi and I have the same life path. So the inner workings of self-awareness, the vowels, which represents the soul urge, what we urge to do once you become aware. The life path of Dr. Sebi and myself, when we became aware of what our mission was, self-awareness, leave the legacy through books, through your speaking, because Dr. Sebi really never wrote a book. Other people have written books around him or have questioned him to be able to produce a book, but he never actually wrote his own book. Well, I used to try to encourage him. I said, "Oh, King Simon, I don't want to write a book. Everybody puts a book there." And he'll always say that the books gather dust. Well, books will gather dust with certain people, but it will not gather dust with people who really wants to go and seek the knowledge. And because we're in the age of Aquarius, misnomer the age of Aquarius, and some call it the age of Hapi, according to the Kemetic philosophy, and the age of this, age of that, the age of technology, all of us can listen to Dr. Sebi today on YouTube and broadcasts that he did on Blog Talk and interviews that he did with Rock Newman and different other places. So technology, he was right on time for not writing a book per se, which is just another way of using technology in the most analytical way, and the willingness to want to study a book and highlight the book. I wish he did wrote the book, but we can still lay down and listen to Dr. Sebi through audio or visuals, and that's a good thing. That's a powerful thing to us. And because he's born in the 11th month, remember the number 11 in certain system of numerology is also connected to the sign of Aquarius. So beautiful. So his energy is very strong in the sign of Aquarius also. Dr. Africa, who did write books and did do lectures, who's also under the sign of Aquarius himself, not under the sign of Sagittarius like Dr. Sabi, we are able to look and grasp Dr. Africa's book. And although it may gather but dust at certain times, when our spirit drives us towards that, boom, he has a book, but also he has a lot of lectures online also. So that's an important factor. What I love about Queen Afua now, our dear beloved Queen Afua, who's about to receive the presidential awards right here in Atlanta, Georgia, coming up on the 17th in the rotunda of the capital of Georgia. I'm scheduled to be there also. Queen Afua is born under the sign of Leo, which is on the other side of Aquarius. So she will prosper in the age of Aquarius, which she has been doing. As people say, Queen Afua have excelled in this age of Aquarius. With the celebrity status she's gotten, the interviews at different places that she's taken herself to, she's definitely as a Leo woman. But what's so interesting is that she's born on the 13th of August, and 1 + 3 = 4, and 4 is the Leo number. 4 is the number of Leo itself. So it's not coincidence that the word awareness in the Chaldean system adds up to 31, which is just the other reflection of the 13, which is a 4, because that is also what allows us to be aware of what we need to do and how we need to do. So Queen Afua, born on the 13th, which is the number of power and dominance, once she was willing to show forth her power, like anybody born on any 13th of any month, whether you're born January 13th, February 13th, March 13th, April 13th, May 13th, and so on and so forth, if you're willing, if it's a powerful number on one end, but if you abuse that number, it can become something that can be very dangerous to a person in their life if they don't learn how to wield the power of the number 13. That's why a lot of people in this community or in the general society was afraid of the number 13. That's one of the reasons, because it's a powerful number, and Europeans make things into things like superstition. Superstition, writing on the wall. There is superstition. Europeans are afraid of superstition because they have seen in history that superstitions, so-called superstitions, has worked. Or superpowers that are considered superstitions has worked. That's why they go around the world studying all the superpowers of the world. They go around the world studying all the superpowers of the world because they want to stay in power. And they want to make sure that there's nothing that can interrupt them. You know? So, getting back to the point, when I see 17, the inner workings of the word's self-awareness adds up to a 17, then I look into my book, and in tarot, the 17 is known as the star. It's the card of the star. It offers health, hope, and inspiration. So in your self-awareness, you are supposed to develop health, good health, hope, and inspiration, not just for yourself, but for others. Because at the end of the day, the number 1 and the 7 is the creative, assertive, spiritual aspect that you have to offer being self-aware, and you're supposed to leave a legacy in your self-awareness. So whoever is aware of themselves now, if you leave this planet without sharing your great gift, that will be a problem. If you feel that you are aware of something in your life, if you have become self-aware over time, then what are you going to be leaving on this planet that's going to be significant, that people will remember you for? I know I have my books, and I got much more to come out, and the lectures and the stuff that I produce, and these things that I constantly do online. Also, the number 17 in tarot, it is also depicted as the kneeling woman listening to the voice of the inner direction. In other words, connecting to your intuitive thoughts will allow you, that word that Dr. B always popularized, will allow you to bring forth the ancestral ideals of the past to manifest greater things for the future. This is what I wrote in my book on page 69, 17. What did I just say? In other words, connecting to your intuitive thoughts will allow you to bring forth the ancestral ideals. That's the 1 and 7 energy. This is what I'm saying in my book, of the past to manifest greater things for the future. So when you have self-awareness, this is one of the things that you're supposed to do in this realm. This is one of the things that you're supposed to do in this realm. Take those ancestral old soul energies and flip them for this new future, the future paradigm of what's to come. And you can do it if you've become have self-awareness about who you are and what you need to do in this lifetime. So when I do a session with you and I strive to bring things to light about each of your numbers, it's important for me to do that. But as I'm helping you, you wouldn't believe it, I'm also helping myself. As I'm helping you, I'm also helping myself. And a lot of people don't realize when you do sessions with a lot of these great brothers and sisters that you're doing astrological sessions, numerovational sessions, and all that, you're helping them also, as well as we are working towards helping you to be your best in this round. Because once again, remember, the meaning of self-awareness is the ability to perceive and understand the things that make you who you are as an individual, including your personality, actions, values, belief, emotions, and thoughts. So that's very important that we wake up to that understanding. That's what we came here to do once we become self-aware. But some of us are afraid to release these great things that we have to offer. And some of us will go to our grave and will never share the talents and gift that the Creator gave you. And that's a pity. That is a pity if you leave this planet without sharing your gifts. To me, that's a pity. I don't know if to you it's a pity, but to me, that's a pity. How many of you, if you're already doing it or you want to do it, how many of you want to share your gifts and your talents with the world since you have become self-aware? Put a number 1 in the chat. Put a number 1 in the chat if you want to share your gifts and your talents with the world. Put a number 1 in the chat. Let's see who's serious about this. Put your number 1 in the chat if you want to share your gifts and talents with the world. And if you're doing it already, beautiful. It's a blessing. I don't care if you're doing it on a small level. I don't care if you're doing it on a large level. If you are sharing or you want to share your gift and talent with the world, because of you becoming self-aware of who you are, now you know what you need to do. And you don't want to procrastinate anymore. You don't want to procrastinate. People are procrastinating. People are holding themselves back. And I pray and hope that you don't do this to yourself. The word self adds up to 6, which deals with balance, truth, justice, reciprocity, healing. 15 that it adds up to first. Remember, that's a magical number, but it's called the devil card, and it depicts a man and woman chained through the wrong use of the magician's magic wand. People got to remember that 15 is also the battle between the physical and the spiritual realm. It's a battle. So understanding self can be very hard for many people because maybe they are acting like their mother or acting like their father or trying to be like their mother and father and have not found their self yet. Although the word self adds up to 15, which is a 6, understand that 6 is the number of family. So the influence on self is definitely family. But in the Chaldean system, it adds up to a 19, which is a 10, which is a 1. It is imploring you to find out your authentic self. That's why it adds up to the 19, which is a 10, which is a 1. You have to find out your authentic self. Who are you? What are you supposed to do that your mother or father's not doing or didn't get the chance to do? And your grandparents didn't get the chance to do, because we are the aspirations of our ancestors. Powerful once you really reflect on this stuff, when you really look at it. Very powerful. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the phone lines, yes, in the next few minutes before this hour is up. And I want to ask you, the people that's watching me, how have your self-awareness helped you in the when you add both of them up, when you add all the words up, it adds up to a number 48 when you add 15 plus 33. And remember, awareness adds up to the master number 33. So in your awareness, because 33 is the Christ anointed energy, in your awareness, you're supposed to be anointed to do something great in your life, whether it's on a small level or whether it's something that's significant. That's what you're supposed to do when your awareness takes. And it can happen on a negative or a positive. It's up to you. You're choosing the lane here, because 15 plus 33 adds up to 48, and 4 and 8 are the two known disciplinary numbers in numerology. It's all about discipline, because the undisciplined life is an insane life. That was said by Socrates years ago. The undisciplined life is an insane life. So this is not coincidence that the word self-awareness adds up to a number 4 and a number 8. In one aspect, when I decided to just add 15 and 33. When I decided to add the numbers 6 plus 33, add up to 39, which deals with expression and the need to complete. So there's another aspect that I see this combination also, which adds up to the number 12, which adds up to the hangman number, because in your self-awareness, if you're not willing to work within your self-awareness of who you are, and you keep it laid dormant and not do nothing with what you've been aware, it's like somebody getting knowledge and not sharing their knowledge. You remember that old scriptural quote when they said, keeping knowledge under a bushel basket. That's not to compete, but those who don't want to like to keep their knowledge and their information to themselves, it's not a good thing, because self-awareness adds up to the number 3, which is supposed to expand. You're supposed to expound on what you've become aware of. And sometimes I know a lot of us can't expound on it in front of our family or friends, because some people may think we're crazy. And I know that for a fact, because it has happened to me numerous times when I became self-aware of who I am and I try to talk it to other people. They were not ready for it. So now you got to go and find your tribe that's ready for the information, so y'all can sit down and compare notes and share information and share spiritual ideals of your self-awareness. So I got it. But in the Chaldean system, the word self-awareness adds up to, that 19 plus the 31 adds up to 50. (19 plus 31 adds up to 50. And 50 is a powerful master number. In the 5% nation, the 5 is the number of power and refinement. It's a number of power, but when you have a 0 behind it, it adds not only power, but it adds protection. It adds infinite potential, both ways, both the reckless way and the highly communicable way that the 5 also shares, and being versatile, and also being very uh, one who can communicate on higher levels when you have the 5. So when you have self-awareness, you're supposed to be able to communicate on a higher level and be versatile, because your self-awareness will open you up to a multiplicity of information that you can use from all religious backgrounds, all spiritual backgrounds. Any book that you pick up, if you're self-aware, if you have self-awareness, you're able to do it. That's what the 50 is telling us. And it breaks down to the number 5. So it's powerful to know what the meaning of words that we say when we say we're self-aware. I got self-awareness. I know I have knowledge of self. I'm gonna break that down too one day, the knowledge of self. I have to break those words down, because those words have significant meaning in our culture when you are speaking amongst some of our greats that spoke on the knowledge of self. So what happened when you acknowledged that you became self-aware? What happened to you? What were some of the changes you made when you realized that you was under the guidance of self-awareness, your intuitive self and all of that? What awakened you? And I want you to call in right now. The phone lines is open right now. Let me turn on the volume to the phone lines so I'll know who's calling in. Silence off. Call in right now. Call in right now. Now that you have self-awareness, what are you doing with it? Let's talk. Because I've broken it down, the mathematics of it, and how, from a numerovational perspective, the number is right here. Well, the number's right here. The number's right here. Call me right now. Call me now. 718-210-8853. 718-210-8853. That's 718-210-8853. Call me now and tell me, now that you're self-aware, now that you have self-awareness, what have you done, or what are you willing to do if you haven't done it yet? And if from your mouth to God's ear, this is a universal thing. Once you start speaking it, don't worry about the money and the finance. I couldn't worry about the money and the finance when it came to book writing. Now that we have an apparatus like Amazon, you don't need money to upload to Amazon. You just need the right dimensions. You just need to make sure that your book is ready to go. You just have to write artwork for your pages and set that up. Upload, start doing your promotion, or you can pay for them to do promotion, whatever you want to do. You have an author's bookshelf, and that's how it will work. So now that you're self-aware, give me a call right now, 718-210-8853, 718-210-8853. Call me now. Let me find out. Now that you have self-awareness, what are you doing with your self-awareness, or what do you want to do with your self-awareness? Call me now. Call me now. Call me now. Call me now. Like the great, the one, the only great Miss Cleo. Miss Cleo. Remember, the topic is self-awareness, the numerovational perspective of self-awareness. And while you're on that, so again, the number is 718-210-8853. That's 718-210-8853. Call me now. Thank you very much for the donation, Rep 1 NYC. Thank you very much for sending the donation via Cash App. And yes, by the way, I do have Cash App and PayPal here. I do have Cash App and PayPal. So if you want to spread love, please spread love the real way, Brooklyn way. You know what I'm saying? Spread love, right? People said I set boundaries. Somebody said I set boundaries for people. I let into my life. I mean, if that's the form of self-awareness, I understand. Somebody said, master my thoughts as I precisely create the life I desire. You know, that's right. You gotta set your own boundaries. But if you want to call in and talk about it, let's do it. 718-210-8853. That's 718-210. People on Instagram, that means you're probably on your phone. Maybe you should come on to YouTube and you will or call me now. And remember, turn down your devices. If you're hearing me on your devices, please turn down your devices before you call me. The number is 718-210-8853. In my journey of self-awareness, man, the misunderstanding that I've had with my parents, my mother, because of course, when you're living with your mother and your father's not there, and still father coming in and out. And there was a time that they wanted me to go to the military. I never did, but I did join a spiritual military after the 5% Nation and after getting kicked out of school and having to take my GED. I did join a spiritual military, which I would call the Muslim community of the Ansarullah community, tents of Kedar, or what we call the Nubian Islamic Hebrews at that time. Nubia, adding some of that African to it. Islamic, adding some of that Islam to it. Hebrew, adding some of that Judaic teachings and Hebraic teachings to it. On the Imam Isa, who in the Nuwapian nation y'all call Dr. York. We called him Dr. York because he was a singer at that time. He wasn't showing forth his Dr. Yorkness until later on, but he was a singer and performer for colleges and high schools and all that kind of stuff. Dr. York was doing that. But because I joined into a community, people misunderstood. My sister didn't understand. My mother didn't understand because we was raised in this Christian family. They didn't understand. But I understood because I became self-aware of who I was, and I needed to save my own life. I couldn't follow their lives. They had to do what they do for their life. And when we are awakening and when we are aware and have self-awareness, remember the root of the word awareness is aware. And just that word alone. And like I said, you can call in now and tell me what you went through as you got aware also. You know what I'm saying? You can call in right now at 718-210-8853. Stay on topic about the importance of your self-awareness also. That's 7-7-14-15. 7-7-7-7-14-15. Again, the word awareness, the word aware adds up to the number 6. So again, it brings us the balance between fighting between the physical and the spiritual realm, and it brings about the number 6, which deals with balance, harmony, reciprocity, healing. So when you become aware of who you are internally and not just following your parents' ways of life and what they taught you, now you're healing the material and the spiritual realm, because like I said, the tarot card is called the devil card, which is a battle between the physical and spiritual realm. So once you equate it to the number 6, now you've found balance. Once you become aware in the Chaldean system, that's the Chaldean system, the older melanated system. The Pythagorean system, that's 10, 20, 21. Good. So 21 in compound numerology is the number of initiation. In my book, I talk about the number 21, the number of initiation, but it's the symbol of the universe and it's called the symbol of the world, but it's also noted and called the crown of the Magi. Where in order for you to get that Magi energy, you have to go through your long initiation, your test of your determination to be aware, your long initiation to be aware. That means you have to go through some stuff to get to some stuff. And again, I always tell my clients that don't kill you will make you stronger, because 21 is an initiation. But you have to have compassion and creative understanding in order for you to expand, which is the number 3. So it's an important factor. The root of awareness is aware. And the whole word awareness adds up to the master number 33. That means in your awareness, after you go through all your snotty nose crying and all the stuff that you're going through before you finally get to understand and balance yourself off. Again, that number 6, 3 plus 3 equals 6. Balance yourself off. Once you understand your awareness, then you should bring what you have become aware with, bring it with jovial, happy, conscientious, and loving attitude. And you're not trying to convert anybody. You're just sharing your ideas, because the number 6 that 33 adds up to is a number of sharing. But also remember that forgiveness is the highest form of healing. Forgiveness is the highest form of healing. So please understand the importance of becoming self-aware or having self-awareness. Because if I just use the word self-aware, that's 6 plus the 3, that's a 9. 9 is the higher level of understanding and understanding and taking yourself to higher heights. Not only because the number 9 is a sacred number in the Chaldean, but in the Pythagorean system, the 9 represents the international reach that you can develop if you become self-aware. Self adding up to a number 15, which is a 6, aware adding up to a number 21, which is a 3, and 3 plus 6 equals 9. 9 is the highest single digit number on the number chart. So you're supposed to strive at higher levels and don't allow people to bring you down to a negative level. In the Chaldean, you have 6 and you have 1, because the word self-aware self-aware, that word self adds up to 19, which is a 10, which is a 1. The wheel of fortune energy is there, of course, plus the number 1, that's equals 7. 7 deals with the law of attraction. So when you become self-aware in the most productive manner, then you will attract what you want. You will attract the people that you need if you are open and allow yourself to attract yourself to what you need. Phone lines is open if you want to call. One more chance. Those who want to call in. The phone lines is open. You see the phone line right there. Boom, 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 boom. If you want to call in and share and stay on topic, self-awareness, what does that mean to you? What have you done since you became self-aware? Because if you're self-aware and it adds up to a number 9 in one system, you need to finish what you start. Especially the ideals and the ideals that you have on this realm, you want to put it to work so you can reveal it to the world. Good afternoon, Miss Woods. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing yourself with us today. You're welcome. Thank you very much. So many of you don't want to come on. I understand. Don't worry. Maybe y'all can't call in because y'all at the job or someplace else. You know, that's why it's important sometimes to work for yourself. So I can hang up and call in anybody. I could stop doing what I'm doing and call anybody at any time when I'm not doing my own work. So on that note, I just wanted to share this information with you and how important that self-awareness and being self-aware is important frequencies connected to the mathematics of it all. You know, and don't be afraid, because again, being the word self-awareness adds up to 50. 50 is one of the adventurous and the numbers that allow you to overcome fear if you're willing to be adventurous and take risks. That's the number 50 in the Chaldean system. In the Pythagorean system, self-awareness adds up to 48, which adds up to a 12, which is a 3. When you add 33 plus 15, when you add 6 plus 33 adds up to 39, which is a 3, 12, which is a 3, and 3 is the number of expression and expansion and doing things in a happy, jovial manner. Enjoying what you do. If you don't enjoy what you do, it don't make sense. Self-awareness allows you to open up to enjoy what you do, because in your self-awareness or being self-aware, you have now found out your niche in this realm. And a lot of us don't know our niche in this realm. And yes, numerology can help, but you have to be open for the help. You have to allow the help to be there for you, allow the help to guide you when you do a numerovational session with me, when you do a cosmophysics session with Ra'aku, when you do a cardology session with people like Aquarius Maximus or Nina Diamond, or you do a spiritual Ifa session with various people, or a Akan session with somebody. Remember, this is the numerovational perspective and power of self-awareness. And because that word awareness alone adds up to the master number 33, that is a powerful word. Just the master number 33. So those who didn't want to call in is all right. You can also send a donation if you want. I'm not begging for anything. But I do. And if you can't send a donation, hey, you could book a full session with me. And believe me, my sessions are very intimate. They're recorded. And I let you know from the get what it is and what it is not. I let people know this ain't anything psychic. I use numbers as patterns, cycles, and sequences like a GPS to help triangulate what's going on and help you to learn how to apply your math if you're willing to work at it. You could also get my books, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important. And no promotion is bad promotion. And you could take my 2-hour course on Udemy, udemy.com. Go to udemy.com/course/holistic numerovation. Right there on the bottom of this flyer, you see it right there. You could take my course also. It's a 2-hour course. And remember, Udemy usually changes the prices every 10 to 15 days. So if you want to get a cheaper price, it is what it is. So family, I want y'all to stay aware of what you're doing. Be conscientious of what you are and who you are and what you're supposed to do in this realm before you leave this realm. And again, don't leave this realm without sharing your gifts. Don't leave this realm without sharing your gifts in this realm. It's funny that in this book, my spirit said to look into this book for the number 50. And I'm going to look at the number 48. 50, it says, God is helping you to change your life in a helpful new way. Once you have self-awareness, God is the God within you, because all of us are God having a human experience. God is helping you to change your life in a helpful new way once you understand your self-awareness. 48, what does it say in her book about the number 48? It says 48, 15 plus 33. 50, 19 plus 31. 48 says, your prayers about money have been heard and answered by the angels. If you're constantly seeing the 48, this is what she says from her perspective. Your prayers about money have been heard and answered by the angels or your ancestors or your divine parents. 50, in the Chaldean system, God is helping you to change your life in healthful new ways. Of course, I see it differently, although that's good what she said. But when I see 4 and 8, I see the discipline of self-awareness is important. That you're going to have to dot all I's and cross every T about your emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental self in order for it to pan out to be of benefit for you in this realm. Yeah, that's what I see. She sees something in her own way because you might be seeing things over and over again. On that note, family, I want to thank each and every one of you. Remember, please vote for me. Do vote for me. Vote for me. Vote for me. Vote for me for the TV host category, Forbidden Knowledge Second Annual, 954-245-86, 245-0086. Make sure y'all vote for me because we're gonna be in the building. Don't forget, myself and Carrie Ann Ingram will be interviewing this beautiful sister coming up. This beautiful sister will be, Miss Nia, will be with us, bringing people to women and their families all over the world through the Women's for Peace movement will be with us on Wednesday, myself and Carrie Ann Ingram. And do remember that Billy Carson will be in Atlanta, Georgia. He just had a very successful sold out event in LA. Those who went, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Billy Carson will be in Georgia on the 18th. The regular tickets are already sold out. I think the VIP tickets, few VIP tickets left. Make sure you come on out. We're going to be there at the Atlantic Station Stadium, 18 Max. And then on the 19th, we have Dr. Phil Valentine. Dr. Phil Valentine will be on with me, and Dr. Nalani will be on with me. Can natural men and women survive the age of Aquarius? Yes, so Baba Phil Valentine will be with me on Malcolm X's birthday and also the birthday of Grace Jones, my cousin, my second cousin. And don't forget, on the 22nd, we have Tassili Ma'at. Food is culture and culture is food, the movement of going raw for our health. Yes, Mama Tassili will be in the building. I don't have the flyer to June 12th yet, but June 12th, we will be having the one, the only, Dr. Sunyata Amen, that used to be on the Michael Basin show. Also, I will be, let me see what else I will be doing. Oh, man. Well, June, I'm sorry. Yeah. May 22nd, Dr. Tassili Ma'at will be with us May 22nd. But June 12th, we will have Dr. Sunyata. And then I have Sister Keisha coming in on June the 9th. I got Sister Keisha coming in on June the 9th. Sister Keisha, fashion extraordinaire and very soldieristic of what she does. Big up to Sister Keisha, wherever she's at right now in Brooklyn. And then on June 19th, we have this beautiful sister, Nairobi Vision will be with us, getting back to the basics of our roots with herbalist. She is in Canada. These two beautiful sisters are in Canada. This one and this one are from Toronto, Canada. Big up to them. Do remember, we got the tribute to Dr. or Dick Gregory. Had an honorary Dick Gregory is, and Dr. B. Sirius just confirmed again that he will be with us. And I might have him do the drums if he wants to bring out his drum set. If he wants to do that, it's all right. Just bring out one. You don't need a whole bunch of them because I need him to talk. If he wants to talk about Dick Gregory, he will be there. Brother Rich said he'll be there also to say a few words. And we'll be playing a few clips from the tribute to Dick Gregory. And we're looking to have his nephew do comedy for us that particular day. Okay? And again, please support Green Studio New York City.com, greenstudionyc.com. If you want to do your audiobooks or whatever, he can hook you up. That's my son right there on the front there. Him and Jeff, they'd be working together, having a good time, enjoying life. Make sure you do that. Big up to Carrie Ann Ingram. Make sure you support all of her products, her services, her jewelry, and her distant Reiki energy healing. That's right. All you have to do is hit her up at carrieanningram.com. That's carrieanningram.com. Also supporting my brother Lloyd Strayhorn. That's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, or call him at his 1-800 number. Support him. One of my elders in this business here, metaphysics. He does palm reading also. You could take a picture of his palm and he'll break down your palm, both your palms too, in a session also. Also, two of my newest sponsors, bringing them up. Of course, we got Dr. Shakira F. Moore. On the flyer here, it says certified holistic iridologist, nutritional advisor, and spiritual teacher. So hit her up at Linktree/Holistica Healing. That's Linktree/Holistica Healing. Her website is holisticapalace.com. That's holisticapalace.com. And another one of our sponsors is this beautiful sister also, Dr. Karima King. I love that these women are becoming doctors in their field. She has a temple of rejuvenation. They offer holistic consultation in conjunction with therapeutic spa services, such as energetic healing, body work, stretch therapy, and body treatment. You can hit her up at her website at templeofregeneration.square.site. Tell her King Simon sent you, or email her at Karima at templeofrejuvenation.com. I'm supposed to have a meeting with her soon to see what else we can do to help. Yeah, and you could advertise on my show. Just want to let you know, if you want to advertise on my show, if you got some good products, you got a good book, or you got some good services, text me at that number. I'm going to get the advertisement flyer up again, but text me at 347-496-1022. Very reasonable. If you advertise for a month, it's a good, reasonable price. If you advertise for 3 months, at the third month, I will definitely interview you for at least 30 minutes about your product and your services. If you're interested, please text me at 347-496-1022 and say advertise. Let's put the word advertise after you text me, and then we can contact you. Myself or somebody from the office will contact you if you want to advertise on my show. I got quality people that will spend money in their own way, and that's what I respect about my audience. Not looking for quantity. I look for quality. I'm not looking for quantity. I look for quality. You know what I'm saying? I see somebody is calling me. Let me see. Yes, greetings. Welcome to King Simon Presents a Numerovational Perspective. Who am I speaking with, and how have self-awareness helped you?
You're speaking to Andrea Brown.
How you doing?
And self-awareness, my self-awareness has really just opened my eyes to even being able to look at others in a loving way, being able to see them as who they are and where they're at, because I have been able to see me as who I am and where I'm at. So it is giving myself grace to be able to have grace towards others, and being able to have discernment to be able to plant seeds instead of trying to push my ideas on someone else.
Wow.
Being able to plant seeds and have the discernment to understand that they don't see what I see. So I just have to give them a little bit instead of giving them all that I think I know.
That's right. That's right. You know, and you said your name is Andrea Brown, you said?
Yes.
You know.
Yes, we spoke earlier in the week or last week.
Okay. Now I told you about that name Brown and how it comes with a high frequency, right? That's what we spoke on? Yes, that's a very powerful name. My last name is Brown also, so I understand the use of it and the mathematical understanding of using the 9 and the 22, because one system is a 9, one system is a 22. And yes, you have to have discernment when you have 9 or 22 as those higher level understanding numbers. So it's so important that if we understand the interpretation of numbers, which is in my book and other people's book, and learn how to use them, they will be very helpful along your path in this learning realm called Earth. And not to be afraid, because 9 under that name Brown, 9 is a fearless number that they must learn to overcome fear and recognize that everything you want is on the other side of fear. Everything you want to accomplish that's good or even negative, because everything has duality. So it's important that like I told you, Buster Brown, James Brown, Charlie Brown, Chris Brown, all those Browns in energy, John Brown's body, Les Brown, those Brown energies have taken over and done a lot of magnificent things and had their controversy, but also did some magnificent things in this realm. So I hope whatever you do, Andrea, make sure you expose your great talent before you leave this planet, okay?
Most definitely.
Thank you very much for calling in, my sister. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. That's Andrea Brown checking in. Thank you one of my numerovational babies in the streets. I love that. I don't call y'all trolls. Y'all are numerovational babies. You know, the star has his troll babies. I have my numerovational babies that understand the mission and why they're even tuning in. And I did have the number people want to call in the last minute, but it's all right. Thank you very much for calling anyway. You know, those who want to call in, one more chance. If you want to call in here, you're welcome to call in. The number is here right now, 718-210-8853. That's 718-210-8853, 718-210-8853. You can call in. And remember, you can get my books also on Amazon and Kindle. I'm showing you why I'm doing these expressions and these wordplay. I'm showing you how to use my books and any other numerology books. You try to grab the 1 or 2 or 3 word interpretation of the number and add it to what you're saying. Then you know the vibration of when you say self-awareness or self-aware and why you need to strive to the highest level of it. Welcome to King Simon Presents Only Quality People. What's your name? Turn down any speakers or talk to me directly through the phone. Who am I speaking to?
Mr. Perkins, how you doing today?
Yeah, how you doing, brother? How has self-awareness helped you along your path, sir?
Oh, it's kept me alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's made me money. It's protected me. At times when I wasn't focused on my own self-awareness, it's gotten me hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's made me lose money.
Mm-hmm.
I stumbled on my path, fell off of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been hard getting back on the saddle, you know, like getting back focused again. But I'm doing it.
Yeah, as long as you're alive, every day above ground is beautiful, my brother. Just keep on doing it, man, and stay focused, stay what you want to do, and state what you want to accomplish on an everyday level. You know what I'm saying? All right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also, one more thing. Today is my birthday, May 13th, 1972.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna say, could you give me a little present? You know,
I already said what you heard me say what I had to say about Stevie Wonder and what the 13 rep was. Right? I already said what I had to say. Beautiful. They do it. All right, my brother. Thank you very much. Have a happy birthday. Take care. Mm-hmm. I'm focused. I already said what I had to say about 13 in the early parts. I already said what I had to say. There's no birthday gift after I said something about Stevie Wonder. If you're born the same day as Stevie Wonder and the guy that I touched, and I mentioned, I broke down what 13 meant. That was the birthday gift. I said what I had to say. All right. So important that people recognize that when I start talking, and if I'm focused, I'm focused. I want people to focus on the topic. Don't throw me into your birthday. Focus on the topic. I already said what I had to say. No disrespect to him. I said what I had to say about the 13 already. All right. So it's important that people recognize the importance of self-awareness. And if self-awareness has helped you to be your best self and do what you had to do, then take the time out. Because self is finding balance. That number 6. And 1 is initiating who you are in your balance and what you want to discover of yourself. You have to study yourself. That's really very important, what we need to do in that journey. You know what I'm saying? That's the journey. That is the journey. That is the journey. So it's important that we take time to really stay in alignment with what we want to do and how we want to do. And because the word self-aware in the Pythagorean system adds up to a 6 and a 3, 9 always wants you to work on finishing what you start and staying on the highest vibratory level. Somebody tried to call me. If you want to call me back, somebody tried to call me from another number. If you want to call me back, you call me back right now before I get off the line. Let me finish promoting who I have to promote. Remember, the audiobook is coming out soon. Look out for that. It takes a lot of editing, but we're doing what we got to do. I just have to meet up with my son on Zoom or on StreamYard, and we can make that happen. And the children's book, I have to add more pages to my new children's book that's coming out. That's what's coming out. We're just doing what we have to do to make sure we turn up and make sure we present good material that's coming out on these streets. And again, please vote for me, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. Let me go to the phone lines. Welcome to King Simon Presents Only Quality People. Who am I speaking with? Hello? They hung up. Okay. I hope they didn't leave no voice message. Okay, they hung up. I just answered the 305 number. Yes, welcome to King Simon Presents Only Quality People. Who am I speaking with?
Peace. This is Planta Power 22 from Miami.
Yes, peace, brother. How has self-awareness helped you along your way, my brother?
And self-awareness, listening to you and just my inner self has helped me so exponentially. One of my major ways I've done it is enlightening myself by letting go of things and becoming lighter and letting go of toxins, purifying my body so I can be more directed to source, my trajectory of my angle going exactly where I needed to be.
That's good. I mean, that just the word self-aware alone, because it adds up to a 9, that deals with detoxification and removal. You understand?
Yes,
so
sir.
it's all right. It's all right to, if there's people, places, and things that you need to remove out your life that is no longer there for your highest and wisest level, you got to let them go. That's how it is in this cycle. It's all right. Sometimes it's all right. Sometimes it could be your own parents. That's how deep it gets. Sometimes you got to put them at bay, although you love them. But if they still doing their little ratchet stuff and their little madness, you got to, and they're not willing to apologize and fess up to what they've done, then sometimes you got to let them go.
Right.
That's why Dr. B. Sirius says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I'm thankful for my life. That's why he says that, and it's very important. You got to be thankful for your life, because every day above ground, that means you have another testimony that you could write and do what you got to do to make it happen again. So I hope.
Absolutely.
But thank you very much for calling in, my brother. All right.
Brother, can I also share one thing before you cut me down and not cut me down, but send me on my way?
Mm-hmm. What's happening?
You have empowered me with your being a factor.
Yes,
and
sir.
being a fact of everything, being the truth, and the way you sang that song, "The Greatest Love of All" by Whitney Houston,
Yes, sir.
has touched me deeply.
Yes, sir.
Along with meeting people like Dr. B in person at the award show, and he just said one thing: oneness.
Yes.
And that was such a powerful word. I wanted to share that with you, and I appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
And I love you, man. And it's what's understood doesn't need to be explained.
Thank you, man. I hope to see you at the other award show, man.
Yes, sir. Second annual.
Yeah, make sure you vote for us, man. Cause
You're gonna win.
Yeah, but we going for me. I spoke to Dr. B this morning, so yeah, we going for it, brother. All right.
Yeah, you're gonna win, man. I can see you up there getting the plaque and saying your speech, and I can't wait to see
Man,
you.
that's gonna be tear jerker. I tell you that.
Great people in the whole competition.
Yes, sir.
Everybody deserves an award.
Everybody
I feel you're getting yours, man.
Thank you,
Shout
brother.
out to everybody. I love you all. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. I hope to see you in Miami, man. Take care.
All right.
Peace. All right, that's our brother out there in Miami. Met us at the first annual, man. Family, I got to be there, man. We're going to sell this out. That's just what it is. We're going to sell this out, man. The second annual awards, Conscious Awards. They got a celebrity basketball game on the 3rd. And then we go into a yacht party, hosted by 19 Keys. And y'all be hanging out with all of us, the nominees and all that. We got... we got a book signing. I'm not signing book, but I will bring some flyers to give out for my book. I just ain't got no time to be bringing out a whole bunch of books. So if you get the flyer, you can always pay for that book right then and there, right there. If you have the books and you're coming out to Miami, if you have my books, I will sign it. If you have my books, any of my books, if you're coming to Miami for August, I will sign any book that you show me. I got 4 books. So if you have any one of my books, if you have all of the books and you bring them out, I will sign them that day in Miami, especially in Miami during the award show. I will sign them. I'm making sure I'm bringing my permanent pen with me, permanent marker with me, so I can sign books, just in case somebody pop up, because I'm not going to bring books. Billy would have his books. I believe Robert E. Grant is going to have his books, but I'm not going to bring any books. I'm good. I like when people order books and, get it on their own. But, sometimes... I'll probably be on posts more than likely, more than me. More than likely, as far as I'm concerned, I'll be on my numerovational posts like I like to do. So family, just, we got a lot of great things that's happening. And all of us, at the sound of my voice, all of us have some great things that we have to offer to this world. And I tell everybody, do not leave this realm without releasing some of your great talents and your gifts. Do not leave this realm without releasing your great talents and your gifts to this realm. Do not do it to yourself. Do not leave this realm without releasing. And like Einstein says, logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. What are you imagining? What's your imagination? What do you imagine? What do you imagine yourself to do? What do you want to release? What type of book do you want to write? Restaurant. A lot of people are so scared of what the society is pouring out through news and all that. And, you got to prepare for this and you got to prepare for that. But look, we all going to transition from here. Just make sure you leave something behind for your children, for your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. When you're gone, they can read something about you and what you came here to do. One thing my children going to say, they're going to look at these pictures and say, wow, look at granddad. My great-grandchildren going to look at granddad. Look at his smile. Look at his seriousness. Look at him as a baby. They're going to see all this stuff. My children and my great-grandparents, my great-great-great-grandchildren, they're going to see all of this. What are you going to leave behind, family? Come on now. I need y'all to leave something behind with me. Stop being in the bleachers and come out in the field. But if that's where you're supposed to be now in this lifetime, in the bleachers, it's all right. I understand some people don't want to come out in the field. They're afraid. But if you're supposed to be in the field, battling it out with the beast or rising up beyond higher levels, man, stop playing. I can't wait to see what y'all have to accomplish. And if you do accomplish any great thing, don't be afraid to text me at 347-496-1022. I'll either put one of those hands up in the air for you, put a power fist up in the air for you, whatever I do. If I don't answer you with a long dissertation and you sending me something that you've accomplished, beautiful. You text me. If you've accomplished something great, text me that greatness. And I will, so just that hand salute or any type of gesture that I send you back is worth it, because that means I'm acknowledging your greatness too. And I want to see you win. And you could use numbers, you could use astrology, you could use religion, you could use spiritual systems, you could use whatever you want to use, as long as you're willing to do it. And do it till you satisfy whatever it is you want to do it. Do it to the moon. Come and do it, baby. Do it till you satisfy. And don't be afraid to let it go. All right? Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe, be strong, be focused, be your great self. This has been the Numerovational perspective and power of self-awareness expressed by your brother, King Simon. Take care, and I'll see you next time I come on when my spirit says to come on. Anytime I come on here, my spirit told me to come on here and talk to you, especially after listening to people like Reverend Ike or Eric Thomas or Iyanla Vanzan or wherever I'm listening to, my spirit says, come on, I'm coming on. All right. And sometimes it's been every day. Y'all notice I've been coming on every day. All right. So have a great day, afternoon, and evening. Be safe, my family. Take care. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
King Simon, I love him. He's family, and he has one of the top shows on the Forbidden Knowledge TV network, actually.
Right.
So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't.
Yeah, his show is called, it was really based on numerovation. It's a numerology show, and it's called How to Calculate Your Destiny.
Yes.
By King Simon. He's the host of the show. The show has done so well, we're now getting ready to start working on filming season 2. All right, so King Simon, one of the top shows on Forbidden Knowledge TV, streaming TV platform.
Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You could also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You could also get my books on Amazon at Linktr.ee/King Simon the Numerovator. Remember, you could book your session and get it done right now. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. King Simon the Numerovator. So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.